But this instrument, the drum set, was invented in New Orleans. One of the first people credited with playing this instrument was a man by the name of Baby Dodds. Anybody ever heard of Baby Dodds? Mr. Dodds worked with Louis Armstrong and other cats around the time. And in the very beginning, in New Orleans, they played traditional New Orleans music. Second line, can you dig it? Take one dude who played the bass drum with a cymbal on top. And another dude playing snare. Now, what happened was, Mr. Armstrong showed up one day with Baby Dodds. He said, yo, baby, let me holler at you 1 second, Brett. Why don't you find a way to take them now, them other drums, put them all together, then I'll have to pay them other 3 dudes and we can make more money, bro, you dig it? At least that's the way I envisioned it happening. But what happened in the very beginning, when people saw this thing put together, anybody ever heard people call a drum set a trap set?
Yeah.
You know where that came from? Well, when they put this together, nobody ever saw it. And they said it was an odd-looking contraption.
Oh.
So they would call it a trap set. So from there, cats started to play, but it's new. And I keep in mind that when you see the drum set, you see America. You see black people. You see white people. You see brown people, yellow people, rich people, poor people. This instrument is us. And the way the cats started to do it, all of the first drum set players were tap dancers. Did you know that?
No.
Why do you think why tap dancers would make great drum set players?
Rhythm.
Because, you got to be able to do 4, 5 things at the same time. And tap dancers were already doing that. They tap, they do the soft shoe. See Big Mama coming round the corner. See Big Mama doing her thing like that. All that. You used to see tap, they do all that showmanship and dancing. So when it came to the drum set, they made the perfect candidates, so they could sit down and play and pull all these things together. So now you know where the drum set comes from, guys. How about that? Now, I'm gonna move on. We don't have much time because you need to hear from these guys. I did 17 years with Little Richard. And some of the coolest stuff about, you guys ever heard of Earl Palmer?
Yeah.
Yeah, Earl Palmer, when they first started out, Earl Palmer played with everybody. He was one of the baddest jazz drummers ever. Like all the cats were jazz. They'd be jazzing out and all, they play blues. And the first Little Richard records were all swinging. They do Tutti Frutti. Wop, bop, baloo, bop, bop, bam, boom, Tutti Frutti, oh, Rudy, Tutti Frutti, oh, Rudy, woo, Tutti Frutti. You see that swing and sway? Now do something for me. I do this for the kids in school. Hold up 2 fingers and do this. That's that swing and sway. Now that was that vibe from the beginning, because it comes from, from the traditional swing. So Richard was doing that. So he had this hit with Tutti Frutti. But the whole time, Richard is playing. He's doing that, but the band is still swinging. So the next song in that, follow-up was Lucille. You guys up to Lucille? Now, Lucille is credited as being the first recording with the rock and roll backbeat. It was Mr. Palmer. And Richard was like, hey, baby, why don't you, can you make your snare drum do what my left hand is doing? And my left hand is running down, the train track. So Mr. Palmer mama said, well, let's put him on the train track. You see what that groove is? And see what Richard would do. If you listen to those records, you know, you always hear him go, ah! Most people thought he was screaming like because he was just crazy. But the scream was a cue. If you notice on every record, when he screams, something else happened. So they go, Lucille, you won't do it on his will. You can say, ah, da, 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 da. And he's saying, ah, sax solo. Oh, this morning, Lucille was not the same. I feel the bottle, but all in this was tight. Lucille, please come back when you belong. So see, that was that vibe. So now we went from swing and sway with Sammy K to the train track. And that was that rhythm that made people lose their freaking mind. Parents were like, you can't listen to that rock and roll. It makes you look crazy. Because you couldn't resist it. You be sitting there with your Sunday go to meeting clothes on, trying to be prim and proper, and they go, I can't hold it, mama. But that's that, and see, this is what we're talking about. The rhythm of the blues. The drums are the power, the heartbeat, the driving force behind all of this music. I mean, because that's what makes us dance. That's what makes us happy. Now, moving forward, Earl Palmer, once again, I'm going to play this lick, and everybody's going to think it was Led Zeppelin. Anybody heard that before?
Yeah.
Did you know it was a Little Richard riff and not a Led Zeppelin riff? Well, Zeppelin took it. That's the intro to Keep a Knockin'. Anybody heard Keep a Knockin'? Who has not heard Keep a Knockin'? Where you been, baby? But keeping, that's another one of those things like talking about keeping in mind that the drum set is a very new instrument. So the vocabulary is constantly growing. So you have all these guys creating, back with, Zutty Singleton, from Baby Doll, Zutty Singleton, Papa Joe Jones, Philly Joe Jones, Max Roach. But all these cats are creating, each generation drops something new on the game, Tony Coleman, Bernard Purdy. So these cats are creating, and that intro is iconic for, Earl Palmer, that. If you notice, we keep a knocking. We talk about New Orleans. New Orleans, man, is in the heart of it all. So, we got that vibe. Now, how much time I got? Am I out of time? Okay. I can talk about this forever. So moving forward now, let's talk about another thing about the drums. Like my time with Little Richard. The thing I learned with Richard early on was that he's the boss. He may not always be right, but he's never wrong. Got that?
Yep.
The drummer's job is to support. We are really kind of leading the band, but my job is to always watch Richard. Even though we played some of the same songs, we never played those same songs the same every night. It depended on how he felt. And there was really no count-offs, no cue. He'd be talking, baby, I was going down there all around the world. And when I first joined the band, and nobody told me that was the cue. He says, all around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, all around the world. So then the production manager comes over. When he says this, you're supposed to do. I'm like, I didn't know. So we go back, you know, and of course he chews me out. I'll spare you guys all that. But after the gig, he's like, "Oh, baby, you know, you're just supposed to know." I'm like, "Well, how am I supposed to know?" Like, "Oh, you know, I've been doing this, you know, all your, you know, longer before you've been born. You're supposed to go back and check it out." I had studied all the records, but I was like, I didn't know. So anyway, I learned all these cues, and they would change, because when he would play, I would always tell, like, when he was feeling good and the pocket was right, he would play 16th note. Well, you know, fast H note. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And if it was too fast, he'd go quarters, because the beat was too fast. But he never communicated this to me. I just had to watch. And then sometimes he may flip the beat, or one would go, and I'm like, "Oh, I have to watch him." Then he'd get up and walk around, and wherever he was, if he turned around and didn't see me making eye contact, there was hell to pay. But the thing is about drummers, if you watch, that's our job. Our job is to keep the entire, not only the rhythm section, but we keep the band together. If I'm playing with a bass player, say the bass player might play a little bit ahead, the guitarist may play a little bit behind, and this and that. I have to know these things in milliseconds and figure out where I have to put the pocket to make us all sound like we're really grooving. Drummers cannot make excuses. We are solution-oriented people. We don't complain about, "Oh, that dude sucks." Nobody sucks. We just have to find the, you know, where this cat's vibrating and get with him. And make him sound better. If he's dragging, when he's, you know, okay, let me get right here with him. Let me put it there with him. Then there's also visual energy, making eye contact. You see cats playing like this. Man, open your eyes. 50% of the information is visual. You know, you playing, and every singer has a tail. I don't mean, you know, a butt tail. You got what I'm saying? They have a visual cue. When I was playing with Willie Walker, like, Willie's so cool. Like, you know, Willie, he put the time right here. You know, if the time, you know, he ain't gonna turn around and say, "Give me a drum," he's just gonna put it right there. This is where I'm at, baby, get with me. You know, and other singers, you know, when I play with the, you know, some of the blues ladies, they use their hips. Right there. You know, Bobby Rush, you know, he stomped the floor on you. You know, Rick Estrin, you know, he uses his left foot, and you know, he got a certain sway. Like when it's right, his body's in a certain pocket. But these are the things, and when you see great drummers, you don't realize that. Let me just say this: drummers are intellects. We are we're two-brained individuals, and we're processing a lot of things in milliseconds, and it goes by, and everybody looks great, but it's, you know, largely because drummers are doing great jobs. So I'm gonna stop talking so we can move forward. Barry, you gonna take a couple of questions? And
yeah, anybody have